The morning fog hung low over the valley. It twisted through the trees like silver snakes, hiding shapes and sounds. A strange hum filled the air, not of wind or birds, but of something alien. The humans living here had always known danger could come from the stars, but this was something new. From the sky, a shadow passed, metal, sharp and black, cutting the clouds like a knife. The aliens had arrived. Their landing was silent, almost ghost-like, but the ground trembled under their weight. Soldiers in dark armor spilled out, weapons glinting in the weak sun. They were hunters, confident and cruel, and they believed this world would bend easily beneath them. In the small village hidden between the hills, life moved cautiously. A mother held her 2 children close, eyes wide but calm. The villagers had learned to move like ghosts, to hide, to survive. But this time, hiding might not be enough. The aliens were already watching. A soldier pointed his weapon at the mother and her cubs. His face, covered by a sleek black helmet, betrayed nothing. He spoke, his voice low and hard, full of certainty. "We'll kill you and the cubs." He believed fear would make them run. He believed fear would make them scream. He believed they were weak. But the humans did not scream. They did not run. They did not beg. Their eyes held something the soldier had never seen. Calm, silence, and an unspoken warning. The soldier laughed, shaking his head. "Pathetic," he muttered. He stepped closer, raising his gun, thinking the end would come quickly. Then, from the forest, a movement. At first, it was nothing more than a shadow, a flicker behind the trees. Then another, and another. Too fast, too silent. The alien sensor started blinking erratically, picking up large heat signatures, moving faster than humanly possible. The soldier frowned. "What?" The shadows merged into the shapes of humans, but not just ordinary humans. They were taller, stronger, moving with a precision that was almost unnatural. Every step was calculated, every movement deadly. They had no weapons visible, but the ground shook with their approach. Panic touched the alien ranks. Their confidence wavered. Reports came in through the comms, voices trembling. "Sir, something is moving. Too fast. Too strong. Approaching the village." The mother did not move. She only held her children tighter, her eyes following the approaching shapes. She did not speak. She did not need to. The forest itself seemed alive, moving with them. The aliens had thought this world was empty, defenseless. They had been wrong. One alien soldier, curious or foolish, stepped forward. He raised his weapon again, but before he could fire, a shadow struck him. It was gone before the others could even see. No scream, no mark, only silence. The other soldiers froze, looking around in confusion and fear. The mother's eyes flicked to the approaching figures. The cubs, too young to understand danger fully, looked up at her. She whispered something they could not hear, a promise or a command, and they nodded. The humans were ready. The alien commander cursed under his breath. He had never faced anything like this. Every simulation, every battle strategy, every calculated risk told him humans were weak. Yet here they were, silent, deadly, impossible to predict. From the trees came a sound like the wind, but sharper, faster. Shadows darted between trunks, moving in perfect coordination. The alien sensors went wild. Heat readings, movement patterns. They could not track them. Every time they aimed, the humans were elsewhere. Every shot fired hit nothing but air and dust. "Fall back," one soldier shouted. Panic replaced confidence. The human village, small and unassuming, had become a battlefield the aliens could not understand. They were hunters facing prey that could think, plan, and strike with deadly precision. The mother, the cubs, and the hidden villagers watched. They had prepared for this day, though they had hoped it would never come. They were not just hiding. They were waiting. And then, silence. The aliens froze. They felt it before they saw it. The forest itself seemed to hold its breath. The humans were coming closer. No gunfire, no noise, no warning, just movement, shadows among shadows. The soldier who had first spoken smiled nervously. He whispered again, "They are just children, they can't." But before he could finish, the shadows emerged from the trees. They were human, but amplified. Muscles tense, eyes sharp, every step a warning. The aliens realized, too late, that they had underestimated something they did not understand, something they could never control. The mother stepped forward, her cubs behind her, and the alien sensors picked up something impossible. Her heartbeat calm, her courage palpable. And behind her, the forest moved as one, protecting its own. The soldiers had made their first mistake. They had forgotten the oldest rule of the universe. Never underestimate the predators protecting their young. The fog swallowed them all as the humans advanced. The hunt was about to begin. The fog thickened as the aliens advanced into the village. Every step they took felt heavy, unnatural, like intruding into a world that did not belong to them. The village seemed empty. Houses were dark. Doors swung slightly in the wind. The aliens laughed among themselves, their arrogance returning. Surely, they thought, the humans had fled. But the humans had not fled. They were waiting. From the shadows, small movements went unnoticed. A branch snapped. Leaves rustled. Nothing else. The aliens did not notice the subtle signs. Yet, one soldier paused, kneeling to examine a footprint in the soft earth. "Fresh," he said, frowning. The other soldiers shrugged. "Still nothing here. Probably a hunter." "Nothing to worry about," said the commander. They were wrong. A strange hush fell over the village. The air seemed to thicken, pressing against them. The birds had gone silent. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Every alien felt it, a sudden, creeping unease. The humans were close. Closer than anyone could imagine. Without warning, one alien disappeared. Gone. No sound, no scream, just vanished. Panic rippled through the squad. Sensors went haywire. Tried to pick up heat signatures or movement. Nothing. It was as if the forest had swallowed their comrade whole. The commander barked orders. "Check the perimeter. Keep formation." His voice cracked slightly. The soldiers obeyed, but fear had already begun to seep into their ranks. They had trained for many scenarios, but this was unlike anything they had ever faced. The mother and her cubs moved silently among the ruins. She led them along hidden paths only she knew, paths through dense forest and rocky hills. Her eyes, calm and unblinking, scanned the shadows. The cubs mirrored her movements, small but determined. They were learning. They were watching. From the trees above, the humans struck with precision, not with weapons, but with traps. Logs dropped from heights. Nets sprang up, tangling the alien soldiers. Panic spread. The aliens fired wildly, but the shots hit nothing but air and trees. Each movement they made was anticipated. Every escape route blocked. The commander cursed. Impossible. How can they be everywhere and nowhere? The humans did not answer. They were everywhere and nowhere. Shadows flickered in the corner of the alien's vision. Footsteps that should not exist echoed softly. Shapes moved faster than any human or alien should. The fog swallowed sounds. One moment, an alien soldier was standing. The next, he was sprawled on the ground, unconscious, his weapon lost. The others tried to regroup, but the forest itself seemed alive, guiding the humans, shielding them. In the center of the village, the mother paused. Her cubs crouched behind her. She listened. She smelled. She knew exactly where the aliens were. The humans had no need to run. They had no need to scream. The forest, the village, even the wind itself, obeyed them. The alien sensors began failing. Heat readings went wild. Movement patterns made no sense. Shadows moved where there should have been none. Fear crept into their minds. They had trained for combat. They had faced alien species with claws, teeth, and advanced weapons. But nothing had prepared them for this. Then the first voice broke through the calms, trembling. "Sir, something is watching us." Too many, too fast, impossible. The commander's face turned pale beneath his helmet. His confidence was gone. He realized that they were the prey, and the humans were the hunters. From the trees, a shadow emerged. It moved closer to the aliens, silent, fast, almost invisible. The soldier who saw it first froze, staring. The shadow stopped for a second, then disappeared into the mist. No one knew where it went, and the sensor showed nothing. The commander's voice was barely a whisper. "They are ghosts! No, they are predators." The mother and her cubs waited for the right moment. They did not strike yet. There was no need. The aliens were already terrified. The humans' plan was simple. Let the enemy expose themselves, let them panic, and then the forest would swallow them whole. And in that silence, that eerie, suffocating pause before the storm, the aliens realized one terrible truth. They had entered a world where humans were not weak, where children were protected by warriors, and where predators, apex predators, would come for them without warning. The fog moved, shadows flickered, and the humans advanced. Slowly, silently, perfectly. The aliens had underestimated them, and they would pay for it. The morning fog had lifted slightly, revealing the true shape of the village. Broken houses, scattered tools, and overgrown paths. Nothing looked like a battleground. Yet, for the aliens, it was a trap. Every step they took, every corner they turned, the humans were already there, watching, waiting, calculating. The aliens laughed at first. "They are just villagers," one said, voice dripping with arrogance. "Weak, slow, easily killed." They were wrong. A soldier stepped into the open, raising his gun. The mother's cubs crouched behind her, small and silent. She nodded to them, barely moving, barely breathing. Then the attack began. Logs dropped from the trees. Nets sprung from hidden trenches. The aliens' armor clanged as they fell into traps. Panic spread fast. The humans were not using weapons of war. Not yet. They were using the land, their minds, their instinct. Every trap was precise, every move deadly. The aliens tried to fight back, firing weapons, shouting orders. But the humans were gone before the shots hit. Shadows flickered in the corner of their vision, faster than the eye could track. Each human seemed to vanish and appear somewhere else. It was as if the forest itself was fighting with them. The commander cursed, gripping his rifle tighter. "Enough! Fire everything! Burn the village!" One soldier, close to the humans, aimed at the mother and cubs. "They are defenseless," he yelled. But she was not defenseless. With a single movement, she dodged his shot, and the cubs followed, mirroring her every step. The soldier stumbled into a trap, falling into a pit covered by leaves. By the time he realized, it was too late. The humans were already gone. The humans moved as one. Not a mob, not soldiers, but a perfect unit, hunting in silence, thinking faster than the aliens could track. Every alien that tried to regroup was caught off guard. The humans had studied them. They had learned their weaknesses in minutes. Every move the aliens made was predicted, countered, destroyed. The commander's face turned pale. They are not fighting fair," he muttered. They are predators." The first blood had been spilled. The aliens realized it now. Humans did not fight like other species. They fought with intelligence, patience, and precision. Every human, even the youngest, was a threat if cornered. A young cub darted between trees, guiding a trap that brought down a heavily armored soldier. The mother, from a hidden hill, signaled to others. The forest itself seemed to obey her command, branches snapping to block paths, shadows moving to confuse the aliens. From above, the alien ship waited, ready to fire orbital weapons if needed. But something was wrong. Signals failed. Communications jammed. The humans' tactics were interfering with their systems, simple but effective. The aliens were losing control. Fast. A soldier tried to call for reinforcements. Static answered. Panic spread like wildfire. The villagers, these humans, were not merely defending themselves. They were hunting. They were predators protecting their own. The mother and cubs moved closer, unharmed, fearless. Each step was calculated, each movement precise. The aliens, trained for countless battles across galaxies, had made their first mistake. They had underestimated the humans. And that mistake would cost them everything. The commander shouted, ordering a retreat, but even that was slow. The humans had already blocked their paths, controlled the high ground, and predicted their moves. The first mistake had turned into a deadly lesson. The fog lifted fully now, revealing the battlefield. Broken aliens scattered across the village. The humans were everywhere, yet nowhere visible. The mother stood with her cubs behind her, silent, calm, unafraid. They did not need weapons. The forest and every hidden human fought with them. The aliens finally understood. These were not ordinary humans. They were not weak. They were not prey. They were guardians. Apex predators who protected their own, and the aliens had walked straight into the trap. The first battle was over, but the war had just begun. The fog lifted completely now, revealing the village and surrounding forest in harsh daylight. The aliens thought they had cornered the humans, but the truth was far more terrifying. From the hills and tree lines, humans emerged, not running, not begging, not hiding. They moved with purpose. Veterans, hunters, mothers, and even children all stepped forward as one. Their eyes were sharp, calculating. Their bodies moved with a deadly rhythm honed over generations. The aliens raised their weapons, but their confidence faltered. Every human seemed to anticipate their next move. The first wave of humans didn't carry guns or advanced tech. They had sticks, rocks, hidden traps, and knowledge of the land. But that was enough. Logs swung from ropes, nets fell from trees. Pits hidden under leaves swallowed soldiers whole. The aliens tried to fire, tried to retreat, tried to regroup, but everywhere they turned, humans were there. Calm, silent, deadly. The commander cursed, stepping back. Impossible. How can they move like that? The answer came swiftly. Humans had adapted. They fought in packs, in perfect coordination, reading the aliens' movements as if they had predicted them. Every strike, every trap, every tactic was precise. Even without advanced weapons, they dominated the battlefield. And then the veterans arrived. Older humans who had survived wars, trained in ways the aliens couldn't imagine. They struck from shadows, moving faster than sight, striking harder than any weapon. Aliens fell before they even realized they were attacked. The mother and her cubs were at the center of it all. They moved like the heart of the storm. The cubs, small but fearless, guided attacks, learned from every strike, every movement. The mother's eyes never left the enemies. Her calm was terrifying, her courage infectious. The aliens' morale crumbled. They had expected weak humans. They had expected prey. What they faced was something else entirely. Apex predators defending their own. Every human, even the youngest, was a piece of a perfect, deadly machine. The commander's voice shook through the comms. Withdraw. Fall back. Do not engage. But it was too late. Humans controlled the terrain, the traps, the weather, and even the aliens' mindsets. Fear had entered their ranks. Panic had replaced training, and chaos reigned. The aliens realized that they were no longer hunters. They were the hunted. From the trees above, the forest itself seemed to move. Shadows flitted in the corners of vision. A rustling sound, a snapping branch, a fleeting figure, always one step ahead. The humans had turned the land itself into a weapon. The mother stepped forward, her cubs beside her, and the aliens understood the full truth. Humans were not merely strong. They were clever, coordinated, adaptive, and ruthless when protecting what mattered. They had awakened the apex predator inside them, and the battlefield was theirs. The commander took a step back, watching soldiers fall around him. He had underestimated humanity. He had made the grave mistake of thinking humans were just another species. Now he knew the truth. The humans did not fight for glory. They did not fight for conquest. They fought for family, for survival, for their own, and that made them unstoppable. The first warning cry went out across the alien ranks. Retreat was ordered, but the humans were already controlling every avenue. No path was safe. No alien was untouchable. They had awakened a force that had been silent for generations, but never dormant. The aliens had underestimated the apex predators, and now there would be no mercy. The sun hung high, but the forest cast long shadows. Every tree, every hill, every rock seemed alive. The aliens had pushed forward, thinking they could capture the human children and force the adults to surrender. But they were wrong, deadly wrong. The mother held her cubs close, moving silently through hidden paths. She whispered commands, barely audible. The cubs followed perfectly, small bodies agile, eyes wide but fierce. They were learning. They were watching. And they were fearless. The aliens thought taking the children would break the human spirit. They thought humans would stop fighting if their young were threatened. But humans were not weak. Humans were apex predators. And predators protect their own. From the treetops, an older human sniper took aim. The aliens' patrols, focused on capturing the cubs, never saw him. One by one, their soldiers fell silently. No screams, no warning, just precision strikes that left the aliens trembling. The mother led her cubs through the ruins of their village. Every corner, every pathway had been prepared. Traps sprung silently, nets fell, logs swung from above. The aliens had expected chaos. They got orchestrated death. A squad of aliens cornered the cubs near the old well. The mother appeared suddenly, eyes blazing with fury. She did not fight like a normal human. She moved with speed, strength, and intelligence the aliens had never seen. With simple tools, a stick, a rock, she struck with deadly precision. The cubs, inspired by her courage, darted between the aliens' legs, tripping them, pulling at their weapons. They were small, but every action mattered. Every move counted. The aliens realized too late that they had underestimated even the youngest humans. From the hills, reinforcements arrived. Young hunters, trained in silence, emerged. They struck with perfect timing. Aliens fired blindly, bullets hitting nothing but trees. Fear spread among the ranks. They had thought children were weak, but the humans had turned them into part of the battle. The mother's voice, calm yet commanding, echoed across the battlefield. Her cubs moved as one with the rest of the humans, guiding traps, distracting enemies, and teaching the fight even in danger. The forest itself seemed to obey her, branches and shadows working as allies. The aliens were now in full retreat. Panic replaced orders. Their confidence had vanished. They had thought they were taking hostages. They had thought humans would surrender. But humans never surrendered. Humans protected their young with a ferocity unmatched in the galaxy. The mother stopped, holding her cubs close. The battlefield around her was silent for a moment. Aliens scattered, some hiding, some fleeing. Humans watched, ready, calm, unstoppable. The commander whispered into his comms, voice trembling. They are monsters. Children, fighting, but humans did not care about their fear. They only cared about protecting their own, and that made them stronger than any weapon the aliens could bring. The forest whispered. The cubs laughed quietly, unaware of their danger, but already part of a legacy. Humans were hunters, guardians, apex predators. And predators never allowed their young to be taken. The first wave of alien invaders had learned a harsh truth. To challenge humans is to awaken a storm. To threaten children is to face annihilation. The mother and her cubs moved forward again, eyes sharp, heart steady. The battle was not over. It had only begun. The aliens regrouped at the edge of the forest, their ranks trembling. They had thought they were hunters. They had thought humans were weak, predictable, easy prey. Now, they realized the truth. Humans were predators, apex predators, and they were hunting them. The commander's voice, usually sharp and confident, cracked through the comms. We underestimated them. Pull back, fall back. Panic rippled through the alien ranks. Soldiers whispered among themselves, eyes wide beneath their helmets. Fear, a feeling they had rarely known, had replaced arrogance. Every step forward was met with a trap, a shadow, a strike from unseen humans. Even alien technology, advanced and precise, failed against these hunters. Sensors jammed, communications cut out, weapons fired. But the humans were always one step ahead. They adapted instantly, predicting every move, countering every attack. From the trees, a lone human hunter appeared, moving silently across the battlefield. With a single throw, an alien soldier went down, his comrades frozen in horror. Others tried to retreat, but the humans had already blocked escape routes, guiding the aliens into narrow paths where traps waited. The mother and her cubs moved calmly through the chaos, unafraid. Even the youngest cubs learned from the forest, following every movement, understanding instinctively which way to go. Humans fought not just for survival, they fought for each other, and that made them unstoppable. Reports came in across the alien ranks. Soldiers missing, squads trapped, command lines jammed. The aliens began speaking in whispers, terrified words spreading like wildfire. They spoke of humans as monsters, death walkers, night hunters, creatures that did not fear, did not tire, did not retreat. One alien, trembling, whispered to a comrade, "Do you see? They are not just humans, they are predators, and we are their prey." The commander clenched his fists, struggling to maintain control. He had faced countless species across the galaxy. He had crushed enemies with fleets, weapons, and strategy. But this was different. These humans did not fight for glory or conquest. They fought for survival, for family, for the cubs. And every move was perfect, every strike precise. Alien morale broke. Some fled into the forest, only to be intercepted by humans hiding in shadows, striking with deadly efficiency. Others froze, paralyzed by fear, unable to act, unable to defend themselves. From a hilltop, the mother raised her hand subtly, a signal. The cubs followed, moving between soldiers, guiding them into traps. Humans emerged from every corner, invisible until the right moment, striking with lethal coordination. The aliens realized their first mistake had been underestimating humans. Their second mistake was thinking fear could control humans. Now, fear controlled them. Across the battlefield, whispers spread from alien to alien. Do not anger them, do not test them, do not harm their young. Even the commander knew it was too late. The humans had awakened a force they could not comprehend. Across the galaxy, stories of human ferocity would begin to spread. Whispers among alien species of a predator species unlike any other. And in that moment, the balance of fear shifted. The hunters had become the hunted. The humans had claimed the forest, the battlefield, and the moral ground. Apex predators had awakened. The mother held her cubs close, eyes calm. Around her, humans moved with silent purpose. They did not need to chase. The aliens had already fallen into their web, and the humans, guardians of their young, were ready to strike again if needed. One fact became clear to every alien soldier. To challenge humans is to awaken terror. To threaten children is to face annihilation. The forest echoed with silence, broken only by the soft steps of the humans. Fear had changed sides. The aliens had retreated to the open plains beyond the forest. Their ranks were broken, their confidence shattered. Every soldier knew they faced something they could not defeat with weapons alone. Every step forward felt heavy, uncertain, like walking into a storm they could not control. From the forest edge, the humans emerged, not rushing, not panicking, but moving with deadly purpose. Mothers, hunters, veterans, and even the cubs. Every human had a role. Every movement was calculated. Every strike would land. The commander raised his weapon, shouting orders. Form ranks. Fire everything. Do not let them reach us. But the humans were already there. From the hills, they fired arrows and rocks with perfect timing. Hidden pits swallowed soldiers whole. Nets and traps sprang with silent precision. Every alien who tried to advance found themselves cornered, confused, terrified. The mother stood at the center, her cubs close behind. She did not carry a weapon. She did not shout commands. She needed no words. The humans moved as one, guided by instinct training and a bond that no alien could understand. From the trees above, shadows fell on the aliens. Humans struck from all directions. Soldiers fell before they even saw their attackers. Panic replaced training. Fear replaced strategy. The aliens realized too late. The battlefield belonged to the humans. One alien tried to fire a weapon at the mother. A cub darted forward, tripping him. Another hunter struck from the shadows. The alien never saw them coming. The commander tried to rally his soldiers, but his voice was lost in chaos. He realized that no technology, no fleet, no weapon could save them. The humans were not just fighting. They were predators defending their own, and predators never retreat when their young are threatened. From the hills, veteran humans joined the fight. Logs swung from ropes, hidden traps sprang, and the aliens' ranks crumbled further. Even the youngest cubs guided movements, helping humans anticipate alien attacks. Every step forward was met with resistance that felt invisible but deadly. The final wave of alien soldiers tried to flee, but the humans had controlled every path, every hill, every shadow. They struck silently, without mercy, without hesitation. The forest, the village, and every hidden human were united in purpose. Protect the weak, destroy the invaders, survive. The commander fell to his knees, watching his forces vanish into the fog and shadows. He had underestimated humanity. He had made one fatal mistake. Thinking humans were weak, just another species to dominate. The mother held her cubs, eyes calm, unshaken. The battlefield was silent now, littered with the remains of alien arrogance. The humans had won, not through numbers or technology, but through unity, intelligence, and the primal strength of apex predators protecting their own. One surviving alien raised its weapon, trembling. The mother's gaze met his. No words were needed. One glance, and he understood. Humans were apex predators, guardians of their kind, unstoppable when protecting family. The battle was over. The forest was theirs. The aliens had learned the harshest lesson of all. Never threaten the humans. Never underestimate them. Never harm their young. And in that moment, the echoes of human power spread silently across the land, a warning to all who dared challenge them. The battle had ended. The forest was silent once more, but the echoes of what happened would never fade. Broken alien armor littered the ground. Weapons lay scattered, useless. And at the center, humans stood, calm, victorious, unbroken. The mother held her cubs, her gaze scanning the horizon. They were safe. They were alive. And they had learned what it meant to be human. Cunning, brave, relentless, and protective. News of the battle spread faster than the winds. Alien ships that had watched from orbit transmitted reports back to their home worlds. Their words trembled with fear. Humans were not prey. Humans were predators. Apex predators. And they protected their own with a ferocity no species had ever faced. The commander's report was brief, trembling as he wrote it. Do not anger them. Do not test them. Never harm their young. They are unstoppable. Across the galaxy, alien species whispered warnings. Tales of humans protecting children, of ordinary villagers defeating elite soldiers, of hunters striking with invisible precision. These stories grew into legend. Humans became a name spoken with caution and respect. Back in the forest, the mother led her cubs through hidden paths. Other humans emerged, reuniting, rebuilding, watching the skies. They did not seek war. They did not crave conquest. They only sought survival and the safety of their kind. The cubs laughed softly, chasing each other through the trees. They were young, innocent, but they carried the strength of a species that never surrendered, that never yielded when family was at risk. Every human had a role. Every human was a guardian, and together they were unstoppable. The aliens learned a truth they could not ignore. Humanity was no ordinary species. Their intelligence, courage, adaptability, and unity made them apex predators. Their willingness to protect the weak, to defend their own, to fight against impossible odds, that was their ultimate weapon. Across the stars, messages circulated. Never threaten human cubs. Never challenge humans. Never underestimate the apex predators of Earth. And so, humans returned to their lives. Quiet, patient, vigilant. But the galaxy remembered. Every species that dared to look at Earth knew. Humans were apex predators. Guardians. Unyielding. Unstoppable. The mother watched the sunset with her cubs beside her. She smiled faintly, knowing that the world was safe for now. The predators had protected their own. And humanity's legend had begun. Final line. Because predators protect their own and humans never forget.